I have three main indicators I use, but I don't use all those sticks and bullshit. I use real indicators, indicators that real institutional traders use. You know, everybody's asked me now after the last video, hey Richard, wait a second, why are you not using indicators? Well, I have three main indicators I use, but I don't use all those sticks and bullshit. I use real indicators, indicators that real institutional traders use. All right, so the first, one of the most important indicators that I use personally is volume. I know, it's easy. And I'm not talking about like, yo, turn up the volume. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actual volume. The amount of shares that are being bought and sold indicates at that very moment, as I'm watching the stock, if this thing is gonna go or is gonna go, you know, one of the ways. But big thing is volume, huge, huge. And you wanna look at both the average volume that's traded, which is typically the average amount of shares that are normally bought and sold throughout the week or throughout the day. And then you're looking at the day's volume. If the day's volume is like 3 times more than the average volume, you better be looking at that stock and seeing what's going on. Now, the second indicator for me at least is price spread. That's what I'm looking for. So, for example, there are stocks that only move 20 cents. Like, okay, I get it. They have a lot of shares, they have a lot of interest, but they don't really move that much. But then there's other stocks that go from like $3 to $17 in a day. I'm looking for those stocks, right? Because there's momentum. And number 3, and this is one of the most important things, is I like to buy right at breakout, all right? Or I like to sell right at breakdown. So for me, I'm looking at the chart and I am looking at what is the already existing high of the day, and then I'm looking at what the price action looks like, what's the spread, how's the volume coming in, and then I am going to be buying right at that precipice breakout that goes boop, and gives a nice beautiful green candle or red candle for me, and I then make my profits. I only take about 10, 15, 20 cents at a time. I scalp trade and then I get out of the position. So I don't hold it overnight. I'm not a long-term investor, and for me, that's the most secure way to trade stocks.